Is it good to go? Thumbs up, yes, no. Yes. Okay. So the more you will show me the sign of chat more here, the more energy will come from my end. And rest assured, something is definitely been there to take from here. Apart from my sections, I'll be going to give you some of the takeaways also. And there are certain prizes also which we have been kept it at the last. We will be having Q&A session also post the section. But apart from that, in between, if any questions you have it, just write it in the chat box. My colleague is also been there. He will help you out in terms of jotting down all, and then I'll be answering each one of them. Good to go? Yes. Yes and yes. I'm seeing the chat box. Yes. Okay. Why specifically I mentioned this, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And you all agree with me. How many of you agree that if you have prepared any goal and if you don't have any plan towards it, it's just a wish? I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. How many of you feel that? Me, agreed. Yes. Just 1%. That's it. So out of 96%, only 1% agreed that the goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay. Rest all, you guys can mention ditto. Yes, absolutely, Mr. Ajay. Yeah, I'm just seeing somebody's raised hand, so I'm just taking out their name. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay. What we are going to do here is we are going to learn certain things. So what are the key learning objectives of today would be? First and the foremost, what is the right allocation of our salary is? What kind of investment strategy that we should be choosing out? Second important thing is why it is important to start at early stage of your career. Why it is important. We will be talking about that. Understanding the principles of our investment. What exactly the investment does. How you should choose out the investment. Fourth, we will be talking about is understanding the risk appetite. Every product may not give you the same kind of a return. So, but I need to associate with that kind of product or not. That's something you will learn it over here. Why asset allocation is still being considered as the best way to create wealth. Okay, we'll be talking about that. Fourth, how to set your own financial goals and why we should do that. Fifth, how to create your own investment portfolios. And the last part, why retirement planning is the most important and the biggest goal in everyone's life. Are we game in terms of learning about this thing? Because I'll be talking about some of the facts, I'll be talking about some of the statistics and give you the solution how exactly it is going to work. End of the day, by the way, I am going to share one of my clients' real portfolio to you that it is possible whatever I've been discussing about. Good to go? Good to go? Yes? Superb. Done. So, and I will go little in a fast manner. Wherever you feel that I need to slow it down, just unmute and tell. Nothing wrong in that. Okay? Now, first thing first, I need to understand how many of your parents are still working? Just mention yes, no. No. Okay. Yes, no. Okay. Done. So my immediately second question is, how many of you got your parents retired today? They're retired. Yes. Long back. Okay. So I'm assuming a lot of people, they're saying they're retired. Now, my question is very simple. How many of you would like to work till the age of 58 or 60 like your parents? Correct. Majority of you saying that I do not want. I may till 55. I may till 45. Correct. So how about, would it help you if I show you that you can retire at the age of 40 or 45, not because you wanted to, but because you will do your, after 40, you will chase your passion, not because of you need to work. Would it be good for you? Because the entire purpose of this presentation is that only. Correct? Yes. So that's what exactly we've been talking about. The purpose of my presentation is to teach you how to retire rich even at the age of 40, 45. And it is very much possible. It requires certain discipline. It requires certain mathematics. It requires certain principles to follow. Let me warn you before itself, these principles are tough to follow. But anyone, whoever has been followed this, including me, has able to achieve the financial freedom. Okay. So what are the three things that matters the most while you're working journey? Can anyone tell me what are the three things that matters the most while you're working? Three things, very important things. Time, money, savings. Okay. Okay. What else? Satisfaction, peace of mind, money. Okay. Good. Expenses. Very nice. Super. I'm very happy that you guys have been participating, because end of the day, whatever the thought process is coming in your mind, you've been telling that. But three things that matters the most while you're working. First is your earning. पैसा मिलेगा तभी तो मैं कुछ करेगा. Simple logic. Second thing is your spending. And third, which is the most important, your savings and investment. These are the three things that matters the most. Your promotion, your growth, everything comes under the earning. Your peace of mind, everything comes under the saving. So whatever the words which you have phrases, that all boils down to the three things, that is the earning, spending, and savings. Let me ask you honestly, be honest to yourself. Where do you enjoy the most? Earning or spending? Be honest to yourself. What do you enjoy the most? Earning or spending? Absolutely right. We love spending, because whenever we spend, whatever we can buy, that only gives us the happiness. Correct? Some people have been saying earning, I do agree, but what do you do with that earning? When you buy certain things, that only brings the happiness to your face. And that's what matters here. Okay. Now, honestly, tell me, how many of you think that if my salary increases to certain level, then only my savings will increase? How many of you think that? I wish agar mera salary zyada hota na, to main shayad zyada saving karta. Have you heard a lot of people saying that also? That, Mr. Rakesh is getting so much of income, I'm not getting, that's why he could able to save more and I'm not. Lot of time we come across this, correct? This thought process, lot of time. And we also feel this, but there are certain words which are, and whatever, by the way, whatever friends I've been talking about here, it's not just my thought process, it's all about the financial gurus, what they've been saying. And they say this, it's not your salary or income that makes you rich. It's always your spending habits. And when the things comes in our hand, we realize, oh man, why did I buy this? Do I really need it? What will I do about that? How many times it happens? Does it happen to you or not? Be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. It happens, correct? So we usually end up buying the things which we don't need it. And the financial guru says exactly the same thing. If you buy things that you don't need, soon you have to sell the things that you need the most. Impulsive buying, don't be into the impulsive buying. Now I'll guide you over here itself, how to get rid of your impulsive buying. Would it be good if I teach you how to get rid of your impulsive buying? Very simple method, very effective method, but it works at every level of life. Whether you are earning a salary of 1 crore, whether you are earning a salary of 5 lakhs, whether you are earning a salary of even 10 lakhs also. But it works. And that's why I said these are all principles, and principles don't change. Newton law does not change. Correct? This financial guru is none other than Warren Buffett, who has mentioned this. Now, what does it talks about? The first thing what we are going to do here is cash flow exercise. Now, why I'm asking you to prepare the cash flow exercises, how to allocate your income. That matters a lot. Now, jot it down. Anyway, since we are recording this session, so you can go through that in detail also. Jot it down what all your basic expenses are. Your living expenses, your petrol expenses, mobile, shopping, food, clothing, everything. Just jot it down. Just jot it down. But how to allocate your income, you need to understand that. And that's why I say it is a principle, and principle don't change. So the first principle is whatever your income is, XYZ, whatever your income is, 30% of that amount should go towards your household expenses. 30%, friends. It should not go beyond that. Lesser than that is possible, but it should not go beyond that. 30% of expenses, including your rent, including your expenses towards maintenance and all that. 30%. 30% of the remaining amount of your salary should go towards your EMI, whether you are buying a house, whether you're buying a car, whether it's a personal loan, credit card, XYZ loan. It should not go beyond 30% of your income. So immediately, first thing first, if your income is say 1 lakh rupees a month, how much do you think should be your EMI? Put it in the chat box. How much do you think should be your EMI? 30,000. Perfect. It should not go beyond that. Should not go beyond that. Okay. There is a specific reason for all this. I'll be discussing about that also. 10% of your income should go towards your lifestyle. Vacation, you wanted to go to hotel, eating out, XYZ. That is nothing but your 10% of your lifestyle. It should go towards your lifestyle. Now 60% of your income has gone towards this. What is left out is 30%. And ideally, 30% is something which you should do towards saving. Yeah. 30% of amount you should do towards saving. Out of that 30%, 10% should go towards short-term savings and 20% should go towards your long-term savings. Believe me, friends, it is very easy to say this, but very difficult to follow. Very difficult to follow. And mind you, those who are bachelor, those who have not been married, those who have been staying in at PG, your EMI will not be 30% at that point of time. So in that case, what you can do, increase your savings from 30% to 60%. Try to do that. If you wanted to buy a car, if you wanted to buy, bike XYZ, plan for it. Put it into your short-term and long-term goals. Plan for it. But if you follow this rule of 30, 30, 10, 30, take my words, nobody in the world can stop you to become rich. And it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact. I'll tell you at the end of the session how my clients have been doing this and they have been becoming. So far, so good. My speed is good. Do you understand whatever we have been saying? Any concerns? Should I come down? Should I slow down? Perfect. So you all will adhere to this because this is the most important of all this. Understand? Cash flow is the only exercise that can actually bring your finances up or down. Only cash flows. There is nothing else other than that. By the way, even if you meet the best of the best financial advisors in the industry, they all talk about the cash flow exercise. What about health expenses? It's a part of your lifestyle. Health expenses, it's an expense. It's a lifestyle expenses. Household expenses. Within that only the expenses should be. That's why it is called as expense. Okay. So far, so good. Can we move to the other one? Good to go? Okay. So now we understand how exactly we need to allocate or structure our salary. What we need to do is allocation. Once the allocation has been done, so what you need to do? So the best thing, what you need to do is pay yourself first. Now, what do you mean by pay yourself first is whenever you receive an income, first you take out the savings. First you take out the savings and the remaining amount only has to be there as an expenses. Remember when I said you need to bring it down all the expenses here? So find out what exactly your expenses are, but you need to do this part first. Whenever the income comes, set aside the savings. Now whatever is left out, try to do it towards an expenses. Again, put a hand in your heart. How many of you have been following this? Income minus savings should be the expenses, not income minus expenses should be the savings. Those who have been doing it, hats off to you. You guys are there in the way to become rich. Take my words. If not today, tomorrow, it's just a time-taking process, but you will become. Those who are not doing it, it's an eye-opener for you. Please adhere to this. This is very important. Whenever you get a salary, remember, it's not your income or your business that makes you rich. It's always your spending habits. Now, how can you control your spending habits? Only by doing this. Income minus whatever I need to do the savings, rest amount only I'll put into expenses. So put your savings first. So far, so good. Can we move ahead? Can we move ahead? Yes? Good. Now, Why I always say start at the early age, because the magic of compounding plays all the role. And these are all been the fact. I have given just two case study over here. Two case study. There was a guy who started saving at the age of 25 with just 10,000 rupees of monthly savings. And he said, I wanted to retire at the age of 60. So he started doing the savings every month on month just by 10,000 rupees. He did it all the way for 35 years. And by the way, I have given a compounding interest of just 12 to 15% over here. I have not increased more than that. With 12 to 15%, by the time he turned 60, his corpus or the wealth what he created was 11.4 crores. And there was another friend of his. He said, let me buy a house, let me buy a car. He said, by the time of 45, he started with 20,000 rupees a month. And he also retired exactly at the age of 60. That is 15 years he did the investment. But his portfolio grew to only 1.23 crores. Now, this is what exactly talks about the power of compounding. The moment you start early investment, that gives you an impact whether you need to create a portfolio over a long period of time, or are you looking out for a short-term return. And the next slide talks about where exactly the compounding interest works. Power of compounding works exactly the same thing. Can you see over here, 10% of your investment, what you have actually been taken, 24% of the interest you have earned, but the remaining 66% you have earned interest on interest. That is called power of compounding. That is called power of compounding. Akshay, whatever questions have been there, just keep it. I will definitely answer it, each and everything. I'm here to help you out to create your portfolios and grow your portfolios. At least whatever the best of my knowledge in the 18 years of industry has been there, I'll help you out in creating it. So power of compounding talks here that even if 100 rupees has grown at just 8% over 30 years, only the 100 rupees becomes 1006 rupees. That becomes power of compounding. So whatever the interest you have earned on that, whatever the interest you have earned, the next time you will earn the interest. Remember the SIPs, how does it work? If the market is giving 10% return on your 1,000 rupees, on 1,000 rupees, 10% is 100. That means your 1,000 becomes 1,100. Now the interest will come on 1,100. And then so on, and then so on. That's how exactly the investment works out. And that's how the compounding interest works. How to distribute your investments, we will talk about that also. But as of now, understand the importance of savings, how to allocate your salary, how exactly the compounding interest work, and why you should start early. As of now, understand that we are going very sequence wise. I do not want to jump it anything. Okay, so far so good. Can we move ahead? Yes. Okay, now we understand. Now, okay, somebody has asked for the previous slide. This was the slide. No, Krishna, inflation would not kill you, because inflation is running at almost 6 to 7%. But we need to look out for investments also, which gives you better. So we'll be talking about that investment. What are the products available? I'm not here to talk more on the product wise, but we will definitely keep those things also in mind. Keep your questions coming. Okay. Now, when we understand the power of compounding, we need to understand the principles of investment also. So here it questions, when somebody asks where to invest, we need to understand the principles of investment first. There are investments like mutual fund has been there, stock market is there, FD is there, real estate is there, PMS been there, bonds deposit is there, cryptocurrency is there. Everything boils down to this principle. Nothing goes beyond that. Now, what do I mean by principles of investment? Principles of investment says that every investment will have three things. Investment, returns it will generate. You will be doing it either for the safety or you will be doing it for the liquidity. Does any of you does anything else other than these three reasons of investment? That means when you're doing an investment, you're looking for any of these three things. Are you looking anything beyond that? Friends, Are you looking anything beyond in your investment? Either you will be doing it for the returns, or you will be doing it for the safety, or you will be doing it for the liquidity. These are the only three things you will be looking out for, correct? There is no other thing which you will be looking out for. But you know what is the irony? Irony is that all three will never come together. What is liquidity? Liquidity is mean easily breakable. Honey, you understand? Easily breakable, correct. So anything, whatever you can do, you are looking out for all these three things. And the best part is that the investment works. Whatever investment you check out, it works only for two of the things. It cannot fulfill all your three requirements. Example, if you're looking out for a FD, tell me what are the two things FD can give and the third thing it cannot give. Quickly. What are the two things it will give? Absolutely. Liquidity and safety. It does not give you returns. Okay, where does the mutual fund comes? Wow, I'm enjoying this now. Where does the mutual fund comes? Where does the mutual fund comes? Returns and liquidity, perfectly. It does not give safety. Correct? Okay, where does the real estate comes? Where does the real estate comes? Returns and safety, precisely. It does not give you liquidity. Now, can you understand? So as long as you understand these principles of investment, it would be very easy for you to choose the investment what you need to do. Whether you wanted to buy life insurance, whether you wanted to buy health insurance, whether you wanted to buy real estate, mutual fund, insurance, PMS, stocks, everything. So you need to ask this question every time to yourself. Am I looking out for the returns? Am I looking out for the liquidity? Am I looking out for the safety? Irrespective of whatever your friend says, irrespective of whatever the other person says, it can give you 20% return, it can give you 30% return. Ask yourself, what is your priority? Is your priority return and liquidity? Is your priority return and safety? Is your priority safety and liquidity? Ask always that. I explain what is liquidity. Liquidity is you can easily breakable. It should come to you in a very short period of time. You can take that money back in a short period of time. That is called as liquidity. Then Amit, you understood? Okay. Now you tell me, Purna, where does EPF comes? Okay, friends, why don't we, where does the EPF comes? Let's ask this audience itself. Where does EPF come? Employee Provident Fund. Where does it come? Returns plus safety. Absolutely. You cannot break that EPF any point of time. It does not give you liquidity. You got the answer? Precisely. Can we go to the next slide? Yes. Are you enjoying this session? Are you learning anything out of this? Because the whole idea is that you should definitely take away something out of this. And see, all these things you know, but when somebody emphasizes and tells you in a different manner, you understand it and you start relate with your own life example. And that's where it's important. And that's where it is important for you. Okay. The more you are, as I said, you take the first step, I'll take the 5 steps for you. I love teaching. I love doing what I've been doing. And that's the reason I'm today financially free. That we'll talk later. No problem. Okay. So far, so good. Can we go? Speed is good. Speed is good. Okay. Superb. Now, when we know that we understand the principles of investment, everything, you need to understand what is your risk appetite. And this risk appetite can be understandable by we always concentrate every time only on the returns and we don't understand the reality. Very beautiful picture. It talks about what exactly is the return versus reality. In reality, this is what exactly we say. Our plan is that I started planning for mutual fund. I started done the investment in SIP and I know I'll be able to reach goal. But reality is exactly opposite of that. You will keep on doing ups and downs. Market will throw so much of tantrums to you that your entire ideology of long term goes for toss. Does it happen or not? Does it happen or not? That we think that, yeah, every time market will be green only. But market is having a different reality. मैंने अच्छी जगह पे प्रॉपर्टी लिया, अभी वो प्रॉपर्टी बिक नहीं रहा है बिकॉज उसके सामने एक और प्रॉपर्टी आ गया. You know, I have done the FD at 5% or 6%. Suddenly, markets have gone up, and now banks are offering the FDs at 10%. Yeah, Jerlin, you are absolutely right. With proper risk management, we can achieve that. So, we are talking about the risk management itself. The next slide will talk exactly about the same. Whenever you come across any advisor, they say, sir, you can expect 12% of return on your portfolio. How many of you heard this? Sir, in your portfolio, you can expect 12% return. Don't worry, you can make 12%. And this is what exactly goes in our mind. That 12% matlab mere ko 12% milega year on year. This is what exactly goes. You know what is the reality? Reality is this. This is what exactly happens. And at that point of time, you need to manage your behavior, not your portfolio. Always understand that you don't need to manage your portfolio, you need to manage your behavior. When the markets are going through up and down, this is the reality what it shows. It can never give you a linear return of 12%. It goes exactly like this. Can you see the reality here? Market goes exactly like this. How many of you can able to relate with what I've been saying? How many of you relate with that? Does it goes exactly like this? Exactly like this, correct? It does not give you, and it cannot give you. It cannot give you the linear return. Otherwise, FD में डालेगा ना, मैं क्यों mutual fund में डालेगा या मैं क्यों stock market में डालेगा, correct? So you need to understand your risk appetite of return versus reality. If you understand this, nobody in the market or nobody in the world can fool you around. Why I'm using the word fool you around? Because a lot of time it happens when my client come back to me saying that, Hitesh, I have invested in mutual fund, but I lost money. My question is that, what was your purpose of your investment? Okay. And when have you withdrawn it? Probably he would have withdrawn it after 2 years itself or after 3 years. What was your purpose? So your purpose define your choice. Remember this word, your purpose define your choice. What are you choosing? The instrument, that all depends on what's your purpose. So what word I phrase is, your purpose define your choice. Can someone write it down? Purpose define your choice. This is a very important word. Purpose define your choice. Okay. So when you understand your relationship between the returns and reality, then we can go for the next. Are we good to go? Am I going very fast? Good. Purpose define your choice. Hey, thank you, Manisha. Thanks for that. Purpose define your choice. Now, when we know that what's been my risk appetite, we need to understand what is asset allocation and why to do it. Now, understand what is asset allocation. How many of you heard this word asset allocation, by the way? Every time you meet up, you say that your portfolio should not be just in one asset class. It should be in different asset allocation. If you have done asset allocation, don't worry. You do not have to worry about the market volatility. How many of you have heard this? Correct? Heard it. Correct? You have, if you have not heard, no problem. But you have heard something called as an asset allocation. Not heard. So Ravi, for you, I have made it as simple as been possible. What is asset allocation and why you should do it? So what does asset allocation means? Asset allocation is act of allocating the portion of your investment portfolio to multiple assets. Now, what are multiple assets? Assets can be gold, assets can be real estate, assets can be equity market, which is share market, assets can be FD. Basically, what a person has been saying, that if you have 100 rupees, you should invest 100 rupees in different basket. You should invest 25% towards say real estate, 50% towards mutual fund, 10% or 15% towards gold, 10% towards FD. That is what called is an asset allocation. That you are allocating a portion of your investment portfolio to different multiple asset classes. Now, what does it help? It helps you to achieve your desired outcome. Basically, complete the investment journey without pumping up your heartbeats up and down based on the market scenario. You know for sure if equity market or share market goes down, gold market will go up. If real estate market goes down, your equity market will go up. So every asset class will start performing for you. You understand what is asset allocation? You all understand what is asset allocation? Yes, yes. Okay. Now, as I mentioned at the starting itself, all these are rules and principle. If you follow this principle, you will definitely going to create a wealth for you. But if you don't follow the principle, you are not going to make it. And those who do not follow, why it happens is because you end up getting into a peer pressure. One of my friend has invested into Tata Motors, or he has invested into Reliance, and his wealth has been boomed up. You need to understand his risk appetite and your risk appetite might be different. So you need to understand your risk appetite. You need to go through back towards the principle of investment. Are you looking out for liquidity or safety? Are you looking out for returns? Okay, those things are very important. Now, why we should do asset allocation? Why one should do asset allocation is because the biggest obstacles that comes in a way of investment is only two, which are greed and fear. Greed that my investment will go for some more returns, and the fear is fear of losing money. How many of times it happens that while investing into stock market or while investing into mutual fund, while going in that, you thought that agar 12% return milega na, if my portfolio goes to 12% or 10%, I'll withdraw it. Honestly, put a hand in your heart. Have you withdrawn it when it touches 12%? Have you withdrawn it? That is nothing but greed. That is nothing but greed. Those who have withdrawn it, superb. But those who have not withdrawn it, that is what exactly the asset allocation do for you. You need to rebalance your portfolio. Come out of the profit at least. Play with the principal. Come out of the profit so your principal is back. Play with the interest. That will help you out. Okay, that will help you out. So you need to keep rebalancing. And how to do that? Because end of the day, we understand what is asset allocation, why it is important, but how to do that? So the best thing is, how does the asset allocation helps you? It balances your risk and reward by dividing your investment portfolio into different asset classes. As I mentioned, you invest in equity. Equities are nothing but share market, mutual fund. You invest in debt. Debt is nothing but your life insurance, your FDs, your NCDs. Gold. Gold can be invested into your sovereign gold bonds or your ETF or your gold mutual fund. Real estate. You can buy a portion of land. You can buy a portion of your rental properties, XYZ. So when your portfolio divides into a different asset classes, you are creating a right balance towards your return and risk reward. I know the subject is a little boring, but as long as you understand the crux of it, it is good. Anil, you need to keep your questions little side. I will discuss for sure. I'll answer all the questions. The sooner we will come out of the entire presentation, the more you can do question answer with me. Okay. Asset allocations, why it should be done. Understood? So far, so good. Good to go. Yes, no, yes, superb. Good. Now, asset allocation is a proven method to manage, and why specifically I say that, this is the reason. This is a chart which I have taken it from 2010 all the way till 2019. And you know what is the beautiful chart? See, this is a very interesting chart, by the way, guys. Very interesting chart. Here you see gold has outperformed in 2010. In 2011, gold has outperformed. In 2012, equity market has done well. In 2014, small cap has done well. In 2015, nothing did well. In 2016, only GSEC did well. So what does it indicate? It indicates that winners keep changing. You cannot predict. So whatever the winners of last decades are there, which is gold on 2010, 11, 18, 22, it cannot be the same. Equity market, which did very well in 2012, then 2014, 2017, 2023, it did very well. International market did very well in 2013, 2019. Correct? So asset allocation is the only solution for superior risk adjustment return. You cannot say that, okay, I will invest only in equity market, I will invest only into gold, I will invest only into real estate and I'll make profit. Not possible, because winners keep changing. Winners keep changing. Are you getting the crux of this asset allocation? Do you feel that this is very interesting slide? Do you feel this is very interesting slide? You understand the crux of it? Do you understand the crux of it? Correct? Okay. Can I move forward? Can I move forward? Yes, yes, winners keep changing. Correct. Okay. Now, best part. Since we have learned, I need to tell how to set the financial goals and create the goal-based investment. Ideal percentage of asset allocation, Namrat, is you decide that part. You decide based on your risk profiling. Okay. But if you ask me, what majority of financial advisors say, age minus 100 should be your equity exposure. Age minus, so 100 minus your age should be your equity exposure. So if you are 25-year-old, 100 minus 25, 75% should be your equity exposure. Equity means mutual fund, shares, all that. Okay. Okay. Now, need to understand how to set the financial goals and create the goal-based investment. First thing first, it's a step-by-step guide. And friends, believe me, this works. Even today, when any clients come to my office also, I do exactly the same thing what I've been telling you. I don't do anything different. Okay. So what you need to do, first and the foremost, you need to set what are your goals. What are your goals? Once you identify your goals, you need to segregate them. Is it my short-term goal? Is it my long-term goal? Remember our asset allocation. Remember our salary allocation, what we did. 10% should go towards short-term, 20% should go towards long-term. So when you set your goal that you wanted to, buy a car, you wanted to buy a house, you wanted to create your emergency fund, you need to prepare for your kids' education, you wanted to plan out for your retirement. All this, you need to first bifurcate which is your short term, which is your long term. Because a person who is, say, 45-year-old, for him, the kid education may be short term if his kid is already 15-year-old. But a guy who is 25-year-old, his retirement is long way. It can come under the long term. So you need to define what is your short term, what is your long term goal. When you define that, then comes prepare up the things. And next slide will talk about each and everything what we usually do. And I want you to follow exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. How to set your financial goals and create the goal-based investment. This is how exactly it works. First, write down your investment goal. Write down your investment goal, whatever it is. Even if it is, as I mentioned, gifting something to your mother, write it down. Please go back to the last slide. I'll go back, Yogesh, since it's a continuation of the same. It has exactly been the same. I've just bifurcated in a nice manner. So write down your financial goals. Okay. Write down your financial goals. Second thing, what you need to do is categorize it. As I mentioned, short term or long term, categorize it. Whether this goal is short term or this goal is long term, categorize it. Once you categorize it in short term and long term, check whatever you have already done towards it. Might be possible you have taken some insurance policies, might possible you have started some SIPs, might possible you have taken some stocks, whatever. So check your existing investment and see how much is further required to do the investment for that goal. Once you do that, then understand what is your risk appetite. Remember, you need to understand your risk appetite and set your expectation very clear that this is the return which I'm expecting. Don't go behind that same 12% month on month, year on year. You need to check your clear expectation as far as the returns have been concerned. Once you understand that, then you go ahead and choose the mutual fund, SIP, stock, insurance, FDs, all that. So what we are doing, if you see, the selection of plan comes at the 5th level. All this level, I am preparing the base. If your base is strong, then nothing can shake you. Are you all agree that these are the best way to create the financial plan? Are you agree? And how many of you have been doing this? How many of you have been doing this? Yes, only two. Only two people. No. Okay. Yes, me too. Okay. Yes. Good. Good. You guys can pat. I keep telling in my all the sections also, all the sessions also, whatever I take. If you know certain things and if you're doing it, the best thing what you can do is teach your colleagues. Teach your colleagues. What will you do with all that knowledge? Just pass it on. Pass it on to your friends. Pass it on to your colleagues. They will appreciate. And if he creates wealth from your advice, he will remember you for life. That's the best gift that you can give it to your friend circles, to your family members, to your gift. The best thing. I'll come back to you in terms of how to do the risk appetite. There are a lot of tools are available, by the way, Anand, which can tell you what risk appetite you are at. Okay, there are a lot of tools. If you just Google risk appetite calculator, they will tell you which metrics you come. Are you an aggressive investor? Are you a moderate investor? Are you a cautious investor? That will tell you with that risk appetite. So you need to answer the question yourself. If I keep my 1 lakh invested and within 3 years, if my 1 lakh goes to 70,000, will I able to withdraw the money or will I stay invested? That gives the answer. What kind of investor are you? Okay. And once we done this 4 process, once we do this 4-5 process, the most important part is monitor and review your goal and your portfolio every year. You need to monitor. There is no rocket science in this that you invested, forget it. It is not like a Honda car. You know Honda ad? Do you all remember the Honda ad? Fill it, shut it, forget it. Do you all remember that ad? There was an Honda ad which was running. Fill it, forget it, shut it. Yeah, it cannot work on the finances. You need to keep reviewing your portfolio every year and repeat this till all your financial goals complete. Repeat this. Friends, believe me, we do this on a rigorous basis. Irrespective of whatever my clients are, irrespective of how big or short he is, or how wealthy or how not wealthy he is, we follow this process. I'm telling you the secret out of this. This is what exactly we do in our profession. We don't do anything else apart from that. So far, so good. You understand how to set the financial goals and create the goal-based investment? Because when you understand the goal-based investment and not directly jumping into the product, it gives you enough of thought process. Yeah, absolutely. Namrata, what you mentioned is correct. Namrata, I don't have any specific Excel sheet for this. I would suggest, Namrata, put it into everyone's question so everyone can read that question. Even if you have Excel, it may not able to help you out. What we need to do is we need to understand the goals. The products have been entirely been different. Okay. Yeah. Can I move ahead? Because the more time we will give here, see, I wish I would have met you in person and given you this session for at least 2 hours. Lot of question answers could have been done. Now, create your own financial plan and invest in portfolio. This is something which I have been telling what ideally you should be doing. Okay. This is something which works out for everyone. So this is the financial pyramid basically. And this financial pyramid talks about the base. The base has to be absolutely strong enough. You cannot play around with the base. And the base talks about protection. Base talks about protection. After protection only, it talks about risk-free growth. After that, it comes about growth with risk, and then the high growth, and then only the speculation. Let me ask you a simple thing. Where does the cryptocurrency comes in this? Friends, it's your time to answer now. Where does the cryptocurrency comes in this? Okay. Where does the share market comes in this? Where are the stock shares comes in this? Where does the fixed deposit comes in this? Where does mutual fund comes in this? Superb, man. You guys are awesome. So if you follow this financial pyramid, you can never go wrong. But what we usually do for clients, I'm just sharing you over here, and this will help you out. So anyone who is starting up to create the financial portfolio, this is what ideally he should do. So first thing first, he should do his protection planning. He should do his protection, or she should do his protection planning with term insurance. By the way, friends, anyway, the session has been going on. Whatever, you click on this link, please write your feedbacks. Please give us the review in terms of how do you find this session, because we are not charging anything for this session. We have been doing this continuously for different cities at different locations, and rigorously we have been following this education. I call this as investment awareness program, wherein our entire duty is to educate our fellow members, educate the people like you who are being misguided in the investment path. So please write your review on that, and there is a gift awaiting for you, which I will reveal it at the end. These are some of the best gifts that we can give it to you as a community itself. Okay, it is going to work for you, by the way. So this is how we start. This is how we create the financial plan for any person or any investor who come to us. First, we understand how he's been earning. Is he prepared very well in terms of his medical insurance? Is he very well prepared for his life insurance? Because you all agree with me, if the earning person of the family is not there, does it not happen that every time a person or the family members have to compromise on each and every stage of their life? True or not? Honestly. Yes, no? Correct? So we need to make sure that enough of protection we have taken. So what is enough? What is enough? There is a rule. What is a thumb rule again? The thumb rule says, whatever the income that you have been receiving as on today, okay, whatever the income that you have been receiving today, how much amount I should park it in fixed deposit that the interest should be equivalent to my income. I know this is very technical, but with example I can explain you. If someone's income is say 6 lakhs rupees per annum, 6 lakhs rupees per annum, okay, so that 6 lakhs you divide by whatever is the FD percentage. 6 lakhs you divide by the current FD percentage. Whatever that amount comes, that should be your life insurance cover. I think this is the best I can make it simple. So someone's salary is say 5 lakh rupees per annum. How much insurance cover he should have? If someone's salary is 5 lakh rupees a month, and if a FD interest is at say 7%, how much insurance cover he should have? Friends, I'm doing this for you guys. Yeah, it is 71 lakhs, not 71,000. Usme kuch nahi hoga uska. It's 71 lakhs precisely. So if you understand that, if you understand this logic, you will never go for toss. Yeah. Thanks, Arya. Okay, so this is very important. No, Mar, whatever your name is, don't go behind that 5 times of your income or 15 times of your monthly salary. That's a wrong rule. It's not a right rule. That's a wrong rule. Because someone's salary is say 1 lakh rupees a month, do you think that they should go 1 lakh rupees a year? He should go only with 5 lakh rupees? Answer is no. Answer is no. So don't go behind that 5 times of your annual salary or 6 times. This is the best thing which I've taught you. Whatever the income that you have been receiving yearly, divide that current FD percentage. Because in case if anything goes wrong to you, and if that much amount comes to your family, and if they park that amount into fixed deposit, they should be able to achieve the same kind of income that you are bringing home. So that is the right way to choose out the term insurance. Okay. The moment you do this planning, protection, the second thing what you need to do is create your emergency fund. There are possibility that any point of time emergency can come, job loss, any financial loss, any hospitalization in the family. At that point of time, if you're not prepared for it, emergency, you need to end up breaking your investment. Now, how much of emergency fund should have? As a thumb rule, I always say 6 months of your monthly expenses. So if someone's expenses, monthly expenses are say 50,000 rupees a month, how much do you think he should have? If someone's expenses is 50,000 rupees a month, how much emergency fund he should have? Precisely 3 lakhs. Unless and until you reach this figure, that is, you have created a term plan for yourself, medical insurance for self, and emergency fund. No, inflation do not include over here, Khadija. You need to just follow only on that part. As far as you have taken for these two things, then only you should start looking out for investment. Prior to this, please don't even look out for investments. Please don't even look out for investment. Then only you should start working on your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and all that. I have given an example over here for short-term goals like your, car, wedding, loan, what all you can think of. You can think of doing investment in fixed deposit. NCDs are nothing but non-convertible debentures. They also give you quite a good amount of return. Or you can look out for a balance advantage mutual fund. Or you can look out for an hybrid funds. Or you can look out for an MLDs, which is market linked debentures, because these are lower in the taxes. So you can actually go ahead with those things. And for the long term, you can look out for instruments, or you can look out for investments such as mutual funds, such as shares. Okay, those investments which can beat up the inflation. See, don't get carried away. Even if your mutual fund portfolio or your share market portfolio has gone down, because in an initial period of 1 to 3 years, always remember one thing: your 1 lakh of investment before becoming 2 lakhs, there are chances that it may touch 70,000. Hey, thanks Sakshi, thanks Khadija for I'm happy that at least you guys have been helping your colleagues. So this is what I was telling. If you have certain knowledge, share it to your colleagues, share it to your friends. That's the best thing what you can give. Correct. MLD means are market linked debentures. But as I was mentioning, that even if you have invested in equity market or shares, as I mentioned, if you have invested 1 lakh, your 1 lakh before becoming 2 lakhs, there are chances it may touch 70,000. It may go down to principal. Don't panic. Don't get panic, because share markets are proven, or equity markets are proven, that anyone who has done the investment for more than 7 years, stayed invested for more than 7 years, in the past, it has never given negative return. So far, so good. I know I need to spend some time over here because this is something we are running out of time, but there are a lot of things to cover. So far, so good. Are you enjoying this session? Are you learning anything out of this? Are you learning anything? Yes. Very good. See, this yes only gives me the energy that yes, I can go ahead. I can, believe me, I started my day, by the way, today at 6 o'clock in the morning, and this is my 12 hours, and still I have the same energy. So I've been doing it passionately. I enjoy doing what I've been doing, basically. So you need to look out for what makes you happy in terms of doing. Okay. Quickly, we'll go ahead. This is bad. I can see somebody mentioning very few people have filled out the feedback form. Please, guys, take that time. Take that time in filling it out. It does good to our community also. We know where exactly we've been lagging. Wherever we feel that these are certain things which we need to cover it up, we'll cover it up. Okay. Where is the link? Andrew, you need to send the link. Okay. Yeah, good. Now, since we created the portfolios and investment, this is one snapshot what I have given. Lower risk to higher risk. You can take a picture of this. Lot of times you may get carried away by some of the fund names, and you feel that these guys have been giving very good return. Let me invest. So here I'll be giving you a little detail over here. When you say from 0 to 10, this is a risk level. 10 is considered as the highest risk product, and 0 is considered as the lowest risk product. What do you mean by risk? Risk of losing the principal. But beyond that 10, what I had given is one more thing. From 0 to 10, these are number of years also. That means if you wanted to invest for 3 years, look out the product only which are there between 0 to 3. If your investment time horizon is only within 3 years, look out the product only beyond between these 3. If your investment is beyond 5 years, that means within 5 years, look at the investment within 0 to 5. Is this not a good short way of selecting what funds are good? Very easy, correct? Madhu, I'll give some other time on the tax saving. This is, I do agree. You need to talk to your HR. We'll talk on the taxes. Is it not good that this is a very good way of understanding which mutual fund I should buy? If my time horizon, so let me ask you, if your time horizon is 5 years, what kind of mutual fund you should choose? What kind of mutual fund? Tell me honestly. You can see it in the, what kind of mutual fund? Hybrid, balance, perfectly right. And what if your goal is say 9 years, 10 years? What kind of product you should choose? Mid cap, absolutely. Mid cap, small cap, thematic. So this is one thing which will help you out in selecting the schemes. Large cap, mid cap, small cap. This will help you out. So 0 is considered as the least risk, 10 is considered as the highest risk, but at the same time, 0 considers the number of years, 10 also considers the number of years. If your time horizon is between 0 to 10 and 10 and beyond, take this as your ready reckoner in terms of selecting the funds. Zafar has mentioned, if I start for 8 years timeline and after 4 years are left, do I move the funds to overall? No, you will create it. Let the funds be there for 8 years completely. You will see the returns. You will see the returns in 8 years. That I will show you, Zafar, now. The next slide will talk about that. Okay. So far, so good. Are we enjoying this? Are we enjoying? Good. Now we come to the last point, that why retirement planning is the most important goal. There is a specific reason for it, friends. Why it is very much important. First is, report says, this is not me who has been saying, report says that more than 85% of urban population. So we actually live in an urban population. We are basically Bangalore. Bangalore is considered as an urban place. Urban population have not planned out for their retirement income. And study says those who are prepared, 4 out of fear, they fear of that their savings will not last till they retire. That means if you retire from the age of 50 all the way till say 85, if you live, your savings will not last. What does it do? Basically, if you plan now for maintaining the same or better lifestyle, this is the best thing what you can do towards your retirement. And remember, friends, remember one thing. For everything in this world, you can get a loan. Retirement is the only goal for which you can't get the loan. You need to prepare for it while you're working, or else it should be enough to survive till you die. It will be enough. Correct? For everything in this world, you can get the loan. If you wanted to send your kids abroad, education loan is there. If you wanted to buy a car loan is there. You wanted to plan out for home loan is there. You wanted to plan out for vacation, nowadays vacation loan is also available. But you go to the bank and say, I'm retiring, I wanted loan. Do you think bank will give you? Do you think bank will give you the loan for retirement? No, they will not give. Correct? So you need to prepare for it while you're working. And if you don't plan, these are certain things which I have mentioned it, and these are all facts. Whatever I have written it down, this is not copy pasted. These are all my personal experience I've been talking about. If you don't plan, your choice becomes more and more limited as you age. It would be more of just surviving and not happily living. You will drown in debt instead of planning for in future. You need to keep working till you die. You leave your family with financial and emotional stress. And this is the last you would like to do. you need to depend on your kids at your old age. After all this working, do you still feel that you should be dependent on your kids for the finances? Do you still feel? At least मैंने जितना किया, I do not want to do at least this last thing for myself. I don't want to depend on anyone. So this comes to one more question, and because these are all eye-opener questions, buddy. These are all eye-opener questions. Let me ask you, why planning is important while working? So my question is, let me ask you this question. If your current household expenses is say 50,000 rupees a month, how much do you think it would be after 20 years? We are just considering 7% inflation. I have given you A, B, C, D. Please tell me, what do you think would be your expenses 20 years down the line? Pooja was the fastest finger first. I should call out like a KBC. Pooja, then Sashank, then Ravi, and then Parvesh. Okay. Guys, keep pumping. I'll tell you the answer, because these are very interesting things which you should learn. We should know. Okay. Manila, okay, good. Amit, good. Anchit, guys, please participate. This is very good exercise and you should be doing this, because if you understand this clearly, you are bang. You know the game. Good. So without wasting time, let me clear. Whoever has given the answer as C, pat to yourself, it is right. That means 50,000 of your household expenses today, whatever you are spending, whatever you are buying by spending 50,000 rupees a month, 20 years down the line, you need to spend 1,90,000 to buy the same stuff. Friends, 1,90,000, huh? That means you require 23 lakhs to maintain the same lifestyle. And I mentioned, since the life expectancy is increasing, think about it. For 20 or 25 years, how much you would need. So if you retire at 25, or if you retire at 55, from 55 till 80, or from 60 to 85, almost 4.5 crores. That is only to maintain your lifestyle. This does not include your holiday. This does not include your any other expenses. So honestly, ask you the simple question. What do you think is the best time to plan out for your retirement? When do you think is the best time to plan out for retirement? Now. Absolutely. The best time for you to plan out for your retirement is now. No other time. Even if you start with a small, it does not matter now. That is the right time to do. Whether it is small, no problem. I'll tell you why exactly it will help you out. Why? Reasons people do not plan out for the retirement. And I know you also have one of the reasons. The top 5 reasons are too much of current expenses. How many of you agree with me? Too much of current expenses. Be honest to yourself. Too much of expenses. Correct? You all agree too much of expenses. Second, we all are in the financial mess. You know, I have a credit card, I have this loan, I have that loan, I have so much of EMI, I'm not able to plan it out. How many of you are there? Correct? Fourth, I don't have enough of money to get started. I feel that even, you know, just I left out with just 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees. I'm not able to plan out. I don't have enough of money to plan out. That's why I could not able to get started. Fourth, I think it is too early to plan out for this retirement. I am too young to plan out. Or I'm too late to plan out for retirement. I do not want any one of you to at this stage at least. But I'm too young to plan it out. And the last, lot of time it happens. Man, I don't need to plan out for my retirement. My father is rich. You tell me honestly, among all of you, these reasons, one of you would definitely have one reason out of that. Yes or no? Yes or no? First 3 years, yes, absolutely. And friends, there is a solution. You remember first thing which I mentioned you, the salary breakup. Whatever you do, it sounds very easy, but it is the most difficult thing to follow it. So the solution, whenever you say too much of current expenses, the best method is budgeting. Cash flow. Remember that 30, 30, 10, 30. Remember that rule. Follow this. That is the best way to do it. It is quite easy to do it. You just need to put across the numbers. The moment you say you are in financial mess, you need to consult a financial expert. You require somebody to handhold you. You require somebody to handhold you, to guide you what exactly you've been doing. The moment you have an option that you do not have enough of money to get started, follow that principle which I'm explaining to you. That income minus saving should be your expenses, not the income minus saving should be, income minus expenses should be the saving. Third, the moment you say it is too soon, consult a financial expert. And when you say that I do not need to plan, when you say that I do not need to plan, I would say planning will prepare for you, will prepare for all the inflated cost and unplanned events, all the plans. And let me ask you very honestly, let me ask you, this is absolutely from heart to heart, okay? For a 1 week holiday, how many days before you start planning? For a 1 week of holiday, if you want to go to say Dubai, or if you wanted to go towards say Dehradun or XYZ, I'm just putting across the number, whether it is abroad or not. For 1 week of holiday, how many days before that you start planning? And imagine what all planning you do. What kind of weather, what kind of clothes I should take, what is the expenses, all that. Are we not doing that? Correct? Are we doing it? Friends, think about what sort of planning you would like to do for a 20 years of holiday, because retirement is nothing but your 20 years of holiday. 20 years of holiday, buddy. 20 years. And you need to plan it out very well. There is nothing which you can do. Correct? Now, what are the solutions? Now, I had given certain solutions for here. SIP for long term, but don't do just SIP. Start a top-up SIP or set-up SIP. Why? Because this is the fact. If 25 years, even if you start with just 1,000 rupees a month and increase your SIP by just 10% every month on month, you could able to create 53 lakhs. If you start with 10,000 rupees a month, you can create 5.3 crore of portfolio. How many of you think that you can actually do 10,000 rupees a month? How many of you think? It is quite easy for me. Correct? Imagine you are actually, leaving the money on the table. You can create actually 5.3. And if you are doing 50,000 rupees a month, you can create 26.7 crores of. That's a massive wealth which you can create. And it does not rely only on the SIPs. You can do the same thing even with the lump sums also. Even with the lump sum also. Yeah, what kind of return we have expected? Here, under this scenario, I've just expected Puja 12%. 12% of portfolio and your SIP increasing just by 10%. Very much possible. Very much possible. But the moment you, Puja, when you are investing it for a long term, you would not like to invest in fixed deposit. Remember that formula, what you need to choose. Okay. Now, with the lump sum also, it is possible. I'll go a little fast now because we are actually losing on the time part. I need to wrap up 5 more slides up in there. And these are all been possible. How much do you need? What's your number? You decide on that part. If you need to create 10 crores, if you need to create 5 crores, this is what exactly is required. Now, Pooja, when you ask me that, can you achieve it with the FD? Yes, you can achieve. But if you need to start with FD, it can give you 8% of return. You need to start with 87,000 rupees a month. But the same thing, if you start with an SIP in mutual fund, probably only 54,000 or 37,000 is being required. So you need to choose out that instrument. Now, this is a real portfolio of my clients, friends. This is a real portfolio. I will just glance it that even with 10,000 rupees a month he started, after 5 years, his total portfolio, whatever the investment he has done, was 6 lakhs on a 5 years term. After 5 years, his portfolio was just 5 lakhs 20,000, and he lost all the hope that if in these 5 years, if I would have invested in mutual fund, I would have invested in fixed deposit, I would have made a returns. He could not able to make so much. We said, don't worry, you required this money at your retirement, not now. If we carry forward, the total investment from his pocket he has done is 33 lakhs. And in 2021, at the COVID, after the COVID period, his portfolio was 13 crores. This is very much possible. And before even I comment on that, this guy has been regretting why he didn't do the step up, why he could not able to increase his SIP every month on month. This is one more slide which you can take a picture. This is very important slide. If you are 25, if you are 30, if you are 40, age is at your number. If you start with just 10,000 rupees a month of investment and you do it for 10 years, exactly at the age of 35 onwards, you can start taking 15,000 rupees every month on month, month on month, till the time you want, and you will still have a corpus left out of 26 lakhs. I have done this mathematics. This all mathematics are right. Absolutely. You start with 20,000 rupees a month. You do the investment just for 15 years, and you can start getting 60,000 rupees month on month pension till the time you leave, and you will still leave behind 1 crore 62 lakhs of corpus. This is called as the new way of preparing your financial plan, which is systematic withdrawn plan. Let's recap the entire session. Since learning is always a continuous process, we have learned how to allocate our salary and income. We learned the principles of investment and how to evaluate the right financial instruments. We even learned setting up the right expectations and the returns. I always mention, don't carry away by the returns. Do asset allocation. That will mitigate the risk and the reward. We learned how to prepare your own financial plan. And we learned the importance of retirement planning also. Correct? Let's start investing now and let's make the difference. Thank you, friends. Thank you for listening to me. Now the 3 more slides, whatever I have, it's more of a gift that I need to give away to you. If you have anything which you have not understood or anything, please feel free to give us the feedback. We will get in touch with you. Or Asha, do we have 5 minutes to take it? I leave that to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can take some questions.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, how did you find the session, by the way? Have you learned anything? Or can we get the recording of the session? Okay. That is with Aisha. It is not my proprietary right now.
Yes. Do we have any questions?
So
recordings
Prajakta,
will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. So Prajakta, when you're saying that any MF which are supposed to provide us security from the market crash, what you can look out for is, what is your purpose? Are you looking out to get returns out of that mutual fund? There are a lot of mutual fund which can give you returns as good as fixed deposit. They are not linked to the market. You can actually invest it on that. Okay. How can you contact your team for financial services? So, okay. So this is what I have, the giveaways. Okay. The free gift that I've been giving away for all of you is, by the way, let the poll keep coming, please, and the feedbacks keep coming. The free gift is the personal finance professional directory. Okay. Out of that, the first gift that I'm giving for all of you is this. There are 31 action plans. That 31 days, it will come to your mailbox. It will ask you certain actions to do. Now, what are these actions? It will ask you that, are you really doing the savings? Are you following the income minus savings as an expenses? One of the activity. Second activity is, do you know who all the nominees have been there in your insurance plan or in your health insurance plan? Like this, there are 31 activities which will compel you to take some action towards it. Okay. The second thing which I'm going to give you over here is, there is a downloadable financial builder tool where actually you can segregate your income and expenses. I have put across the headings: salary, annual expenses, business income, all that towards income, expenses, house rent, house expenses, groceries, all that I've already prepared for you. You just need to follow that. This is the second gift I can give. Apart from that, I can give you the family FIDOC organizer. What is family FIDOC? This is an organizer where you can actually write it down, everything related to your finances. How many times it happens that wife is not aware what's the Gmail password of my husband? Husband is not aware what's the Gmail password of my wife. Okay. Or what all the investments I have done, where all the investment insurance policies I have, what all investments in mutual fund. So I have created certain things asset wise that, okay, under the heading of mutual fund, what all mutual funds you have, what all insurance you have, where all your documents are being kept, physical form where the documents have been kept, digital form where the documents have been kept, where the PAN card has been kept, where the passport has been kept. It is prepared well in advance. All those things, very well organized. And the third thing which I've been going to give you is financial goal matrix, wherein you can identify which is your short term, which is your long term, which is your medium term goal, how much of priority you need to give. Do you think this is good for you? This is good for you? Then I'll reveal the third gift which I have. Do you think this is good for you? You can get benefit out of this, all these three? Yes, yes, correct. So the third thing which I've been going to give you is a free consultation of 30 minutes, wherein you can ask any question related to anything in your finances. In your finances, we have a personal finance professional directory itself. You can just Google it, search it, and you will get through that directory. And each one of us, all my colleagues, everyone are there who are ready to give you their 30 minutes to 45 minutes of time, telling you what you are doing right, where you should improve, and what should be your plan of action. Do you think that will be useful? Do you think this will be useful? Do you think this will be useful? Good. Then you can just scan this code and you can avail the benefits. You can scan this code and you can avail the benefits. There is no hidden agenda of ours other than explaining you what is there for you. And as I keep mentioning it, if you learn something, share it to others who are really in need of it. Okay. Thanks for all the feedbacks. Thanks for listening to us. And it was wonderful interacting with each one of you, because you guys were absolutely fabulous in terms of participating. And that is what exactly is required to any trainer in terms of, explaining to you. And the best part is that I'm just explaining you whatever is been right. I didn't mention any kind of products. I didn't mention any kind of things which I need to sell it off. This is more for you. You take it. It's more for your benefit. Absolutely. Andrew, you're there? Yeah. Now since officially it has been closed, whatever questions are there, please write. Till the time I'm there, I'll just. Hey, thanks Ajay. Thanks Sai. Thanks Manali.
Yes, Hitesh sir, I'm there. Wonderful session. I hope the participants really enjoyed your session. And team, again, please fill in your feedback. I'll try to share this feedback with Aishi also, right, for her references for the future upcoming. And do let us know what kind of topics to be covered in the future, right? That would help us doing more sessions for you guys. And also please avail the free offerings, right, because this has been customized especially for the participants of Nova Benefits, right? So please take full advantage. These documents cost you in the market, but we are giving it for free because of your interest in participation, right? And over
And
to you,
friends,
Aisha.
please mention your feedbacks. Andrew, can you just put across the link one more time, wherein write down whatever is genuine, whatever comes from your heart. Don't rely on your brain. Whatever comes from your heart, please write it down. It will be us where we can improvise in our next session also. Thanks, Aisha. Sorry.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing the session, sir. It was amazing. It was your energy is unmatchable, I guess. Uh, so
I enjoy.
had a great time, and I think the session was great. We started from the core principles and understanding what are the major thing that we need to focus on, because people directly go on a grow app or something and they figure out what to start investing, but the basic principles are always missed, right? So this was a great session. Thank you so much for doing us. Thank you so much for doing us with Nova and all our seller employees. Thank you again, everyone, for joining the session. I hope you have a great day.
Probably you can go to Google also and review us. No problem. It would be our pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Hitesh, for doing this. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Yeah,
thank you.
Pleasure is mine.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Aisha. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for your time.